Welcome, Vivek. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. Well, I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the type of startups that you like to invest in.
Sure. First of all, thanks for having me. I just, as a brief, I work for Commerce Ventures. We're, an infrastructure investors across what we call commerce. So for us, that's kind of two things. It's FinTech and retail. So broadly, if you think about any transaction, right, where do you shop? Where do you spend your money? How do you save your money? And then how do you secure whatever you buy? We view that as kind of FinTech and retail and broadly commerce. And then within that world, we think there's two types of companies, challengers and enablers. And we have kind of a soft spot for enablers. So we invest in kind of infrastructure and technology that powers kind of incumbents across financial services and retail.
Great. And tell me, what do you see at the moment are the main challenges for Insurtech startups?
I don't know if I can think of a harder sale to make than to convince an insurance carrier that they're doing stuff wrong. It takes a bit of time.
Okay.
And I think the actual hard part is insurance carriers are pretty darn good at what they do. So actually finding ways to convince them that their data or their underwriting or the way they process claims, they've been doing this for multiple centuries in some cases. So actually convincing folks within the organization and navigating that sales channel is pretty difficult, but we've seen some folks do it.
Okay. And they're not well-liked insurance companies, particularly in this country, right? So would that be an opportunity for Insurtech startups?
I think that, insurance carriers are a lot like banks where people say they don't like them, but at the end of the day,
They have to use them.
They have to use them. And when it comes to trusting the security of your home, I think for the most part, I think there's definitely opportunity for folks to disintermediate it. But I think, our natural bias has always been, we think that you're going to have a much bigger impact selling kind of next generation technology to these folks that already have kind of tens of millions of policyholders.
Got it. Okay, so that's the enabler.
Yeah, that's
okay,
the enabler.
Great. So tell me, what's your personal vision of the future for Insurtech? Sorry.
I think the greatest opportunity that I get really excited about is data. I think there's more data than there's ever been before. I think our ability to capture and process that data is 100 times better than it was even 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So I like to think about kind of what I call continuous underwriting, right? So how can folks in the underwriter shoes get more and more data on a rolling basis as opposed to just a point in time? And how can they use that to price insurance better, make it more personalized, make it less frictionful, and kind of make the entire process just easier and more natural.
Great. Fantastic. Well, I think this is going to be a great panel. Thanks for coming, and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thank you.